YouTubers? Tia and Amber here. Alright, continue on with your story and then we'll get to the YouTube video.
Oh, just stopping at the Family Dollar to get some bottles of water.
Pick up some supplies.
Yeah, a candle, you know.
Right.
Anyway, it turns out the employee there is from Quinwood, the next town over, where our little cabin is, which population like 100 people. So,
right, so she knew our neighbor.
Yep.
Rex. Rex is our neighbor. He's a pretty sweet dude. He's a trucker. So we're leaving the town of Remodel. It's about 15 minutes to our cabin. This has been a learning curve for us because we literally aren't used to the area at all. So to find civilization or any little town that has supplies is like a necessity. Also a place with food. There's like one restaurant in the town of Quinwood, and that's where we bought the cabin at. We bought this cabin for $7,500 with closing costs, all of that, attorney fees. You're looking at about $8,500 in all. The way that I told Amber and convinced her of this is that you really can't even buy an RV for that. I saw this foreclosure. I've been looking. We had a budget in mind. It well underbid the budget that we had. So,
real quick,
we went
panting.
For it. Oh, panting. Sorry if that's really annoying, but that's Bella.
It's a panting panther.
And the other one, Sophie, is sleeping or something.
You can't even see her back there.
Is she even back there? Is the question.
I hope she
didn't jump out.
I would have known that.
You would have known?
Yeah, she's laying down.
Oh, okay. Thank
We're
God.
great pet owners.
Wow. Okay. So,
Hey, did you see
are
that
we going
A-frame?
the right way? Meadow something?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going the right way.
I don't remember seeing any of this stuff yesterday. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention.
What's this sign right up here? Orchard Road?
Oh no, once we get a little further. I think we're just not far enough.
Yeah. Alright, anywho. So, a bunch of people were asking why West Virginia.
Why not?
I think it's because first of all, we took a ski trip up to Snowshoe. We can't afford anything in Snowshoe. It's very expensive. So, we thought about, okay, let's hit up some surrounding areas and also maybe hit up a place that we can be able to go to 2 ski resorts, which would be...
We're not going fast enough.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh yeah, see you.
Yeah, we're good. There's... anyway, so we have Snowshoe and Winter Park. We're in between the two. We have the New River Gorge. You said it's Winter Place?
I think so.
Winter Park, Winter Place, whatever. Anyways, so then we have the New River Gorge. We have, what else? I guess it's called the Summersville Gully. And that consists of a bunch of whitewater rafting things. I don't know, it's just got a lot of different, like,
Hiking,
attractions and
old
stuff.
coal mines, abandoned towns.
Yeah, stuff outdoors, and we love all that stuff. So that's why we picked West Virginia. Oh, and it's the most untouched state, I feel like. There's not a lot of people. Everything's really rural.
It's underrated. It's so pretty.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And no one's
gorgeous.
here, yeah.
The mountains are gorgeous. Just the scenery is amazing. The only downside, I think, of West Virginia is the fact that there's not a lot of money going through the state of West Virginia, and there's not a lot of things. They used to have coal mining, and that brought money in, and they used to have lumber and a lot of things, and that money's not coming in really anymore. They do still have them active, though. That's something I didn't know. But anyway, so the town that we picked was Quinwood. It's an old coal mining town. It still has an active railroad going through the mountain of Quinwood.
Next left.
If I mispronounce like any of these like names or whatever, my apologies. So,
people, did you talk about the people here?
What about, the people are so nice. We've heard a lot of like horror stories, and I think also like they have a bad rap for, they think like people are like really woodsy and it's kind of weird, and you know, like they have movies about West Virginia and stuff like that. Well, it's just not true. The people in West Virginia are so nice. There's a couple weirdos.
That's everywhere.
But that's everywhere, yeah. So, what else? So, we are going to reconvene once we get to the property, and I'm going to walk through the property. Whenever you buy a house like this, basically expect the unexpected. It's not going to be perfect.
No, don't have any expectations.
Right.
Really is the best bet.
Yeah, and also don't have expectations too. Like, if anybody's thinking about doing a fixer-upper on like an old house, cabin, whatever, go in it with no expectations and go in with a plan that far exceeds like if, say for instance, you have a year in mind, like give yourself 2 years. Just because, like, there's just so many things. We had a plumber over at the house yesterday. He plumbed the whole house. Now, we're like do-it-yourselfers, but we don't know everything there is to know about everything, and plus we don't have a lot of time. We own a company in South Carolina, so we shoot up here on our days off and, like, work as best we can, and sometimes it makes more sense to hire out a company, and that's also something that if you're planning on doing this, you need to think about is like, okay, where can I cut corners, what can I do myself, and then what makes sense to hire someone else for. So why I say expect the unexpected is because he plumbed the whole house, and we had a newer main line that they connected into. However, that doesn't mean that there was no problems with it. This house had sat empty for 8 years. So they were over there and they said, oh, everything's great. And then the next thing you know, everything's not great, and the meter's filling up with water. And so at that point, we know that we have to replace the main city line into the house. So that's like what we're meeting with a contractor about today, and he's going to talk to us about that and see if we can get it squared away. And then there's some other things. So yeah,
you should probably just when you're walking through the house, you can talk about it as you go.
Yeah, I'm going to just walk you through the house, and we'll talk as
I love wagging at everybody.
We'll talk as I go and kind of tell you our plan.